Intrepid class. Most of you will know the Intrepid class from the Star Trek Voyager series. Not everyone's favourite, but it actually is my absolute favourite of the whole series, because I think it is actually, it's a pretty nice program, personally. But hey, can't slate me for it. We all have our opinions. So let me just quickly do that. There we go. I always forget. I will get there one day. I will always forget. There we go. So the Intrepid class, or the long-range science vessel, I think they call it on here. Yes, long-range science vessel. So, hence that in the name, science vessel. It's not a pure DPS ship. It's not a tanky ship, but it does work with the exotic damage, and its shield strength is pretty high. It can take quite a pummeling on its shields. It has got a lovely design to it. I think the Intrepid class looks lovely. Again, some people think it looks horrible, but again, I like it. I think it's great. I was raised on Star Trek Voyager, so Star Trek Voyager will always be it for me. Stats wise, because I am a DPS sort of tactical officer, all my abilities are done for pure tactical abilities. I won't do too well in this ship. Well, apart from crashing it into the space station, obviously. That was a bit, you couldn't plan that better. Well, I probably could have done, but never mind. But no, if I was to take this into a PvP, I wouldn't see the light of day. I really wouldn't. It's not really designed for me. Yes, you can really work it so it can still take a little bit of a beating, but it's not like your escorts, which really do shove a good amount of power through them. And I will take you to show you obviously the combat capabilities of it in a little bit, but let's take you onto the customizations like I do normally at the beginning anyway. So let's take on to the customizations. Obviously, you have all of these classes that you see here. So you have the Bellathon, you have the Cochrane, Discovery, Intrepid, and the Pathfinder. Yes, my pronunciation on probably the first two probably weren't the best, but never mind. So material-wise, you have the standards going from 1 down to Veteran. I actually use the Type 2, which is actually the Intrepid. Is the Intrepid hull. The only issue I have with it is that the hull deflector on the inside is brown, which obviously on actual Voyager itself, on the Intrepid class, it's actually blue, as you can see there. So that is actually the better, it hasn't got the same hull, to be honest, but that is what comes with it. But yeah, going down, as you can see, you've got it all down there. Type 6 isn't bad. I mean, it's quite bright, but it's not bad. The Type 7, obviously, you develop the nice black lines along it, which some people might enjoy it, but it's not my personal cup of tea. The Upgrade, which is still quite a nice tone for Voyager, to be honest. I think it's still quite nice. However, I just didn't want the shine on there. And the Veteran, which obviously gives you all the nice glowy sort of patterns. The only thing I hate about it, like with most ships that I use the Veteran, I have a look at the Veteran material on, is the lines on the hull and the saucer and everywhere. Basically, I don't like it. But it isn't all about me, so I'm showing you what we've got. Windows-wise, we have the Type 1. We have the Type 3, we have the Type 4, we have the Intrepid, the standard windows for the Intrepid class, and we have the Type 2. I want this ship because it's my favourite ship. I want it to look as normal as possible with regards to the Intrepid class, because that's what I like. Like I said, favourite ship. So, hull-wise, we have, and now some of these are quite exotic. Some of these are quite exotic completely. So we have the Discovery. We have the Pathfinder. Let's give you a bit of more of a view. It's like a Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. The coach train, which isn't the worst one. You've got 3 torpedo launchers at the front. Obviously, they're just the visuals, but the Intrepid, which is obviously the default of the Intrepid, the long-range science vessels, and the Bellathon, or whatever. We're going to call it Bella. So you have the Bella. Just show you around the rear again. Obviously, they all have their own charms. If I was to put everything in, exactly the same. So, if I didn't want this natural look. Have the Discovery Source section. The Quadrant. The Intrepid, obviously standard, you've just seen that. Pathfinder. And the Bella. Actually, the Bella Source section is actually quite nice, actually. It does look quite nice. When I first started using science vessel, when I first started the game, I actually did have that over the Intrepid class. I can't remember why I did that, but I just had it that way. The pylons. So you've got quite a nice amount of styles and patterns on for the Intrepid base starship. So the Bella, too short in my opinion. Pylons are too short. Obviously the Intrepid, Pathfinder. I don't like engines that point down like that. I don't. That's a personal thing, but I don't like that. The Discovery. The Discovery's okay. It's not bad. Obviously, you have those 2 plates just underneath, which I assume would have been used to perhaps a little bit more protection on pylons. Obviously, because within Science Vessel, the pylons do actually move up and down when it's going in and out of warp. And a coach train. I don't like the coach train. That's too small. Way too small. The nacelles. Okay, so you have the Intrepid. You have the coach train. They're not bad looking nacelles, all these personally, but again, I'm quite a stand by the law of what the Intrepid class is normally. You have the Discovery. You have the Bella. Have the Pathfinder, and I'd already shown you the Intrepid. So the auto shuttle. This is the little shuttle that you can see just on the underside of the source section there, and you can just change the pattern. That is basically it. Pattern. Obviously with the tier 6, I think it's a tier 6 version, or it might be the tier 5 version, you do get a console where you can actually pop out that auto shuttle and it will fight for you. Fight with you. And bridge-wise, I had to stick it in USS Intrepid, being the Intrepid bridge. But because you also have extras in there as well. So that is that ship. That is all the customizations you can have. The patterns, the hull patterns, everything, they're all the same. So it's just standard patterns. There's no special patterns. So let's return to ship for a second. And what I'll show you also is how maneuverable it is, because obviously that's what you're going to want to see, really, isn't it? So we'll show you that outside of the combat area, and hopefully it should be okay. Okay, so maneuverability, it's good. They're not as big, stocky ships like the dreadnoughts are. I would have actually personally, said the turn rate that is better than a standard cruiser. Obviously, nowhere near as good as an escort. So I would have, maneuverability, turn rate wise, I would have said your escorts are down at your tops, for having the quickest sort of turn rate, followed by your science, your cruisers, and then your dreadnoughts. Obviously, being the last because they are as slow as anything. But as you can see, it's really easy just to quickly switch direction, and it's just good. It's good to handle. It's a good flight. It is a good flight. Obviously, if you like a little bit of authenticity, you just we've returned home, yay! Yay, we've returned home, yay! Right, let me see if I can try and find a deep space encounter, and we will at the combat capabilities. So, like I said, I haven't really built this really for anything major. You know, critical chance, for some reason, I just can't get over 17.7. And I will show you what I've got on there. So, if anyone's got any improvements on what I can put on here to increase that, obviously that's not the right stats, but to increase those stats, obviously I've already got the fleet consoles on there. I've got all of these to add onto the chance. Severity is not a problem, it is just a chance. So hopefully one day I will actually be able to, or find the knowledge on how to get this over, that critical chance over to 20% at least, which would be pretty nice. Like I said, it's actually, like I said, it's one of my favourite ships and I love using it. And yes, again, I would never take it into a PvP, but you know, I still want it to perform well, don't I? You know, I don't want to go into like, you know, into any PvE and then it'd be like, we're not really doing much. You know, I want it to be pumping out a bit more damage. So yeah, I have got anti-proton on this at the moment. I actually just changed it from phasers, because I had the original series phasers on there, and just for the aesthetics really, I like the look of them. Yeah, it's a pretty nice little ship, and as you see with combat capabilities, it's not doing too badly. You know, I'd expect, I expect a different science vessel, probably a lower class science vessel, to be doing obviously a lot worse. But it does nicely, you know, it does what I'm asking it to do. The anti-protons obviously do help. They are one of the, personally, one of the better engine types in the game. The top two, in my opinion wise, would be the disruptors and the anti-protons, which is kind of what I always use anyway. But yeah, it handles really well, especially in all the combat. It's not as slow as other ships. Seem to be having some issues there. Again, I do have abilities on here which do target, specifically designed for shield penetration. Again, because I like that, I think that's who I am. I have that shield pen on there so I can cut through most of the shields first. Yeah, that's not an issue using this thing in any form of combat. This is a level 30, I know, but obviously I've been scaled down as well. Let's go say that to you, because you know that you need a friend. Yeah, definitely needed a friend. Definitely. But yeah, like I said, favourite ship. You know, I can't stress how much I love this ship. And I'm probably being a bit biased, but I don't care. I love it. It is my absolute favourite, and I'm actually really upset that they didn't put a tactical variation in it. Who knows, there may be one coming in the future. I would love them to bring a tactical variation in. Because, let's face it, if you've watched the Voyager, you will know that they spend most of their time from the Delta Quadrant getting a swift phaser or torpedo up the rear end. We know this to be true because that is what happened through the whole series, because the Delta Quadrant was a really hostile place. I say was, still is. But they should really have done a tactical and a science version of this ship. I think it would have really made it. As of yet, I'm not able to get the fleet version of it, because as soon as I get the fleet version here, something else about it, just because obviously it's a little bit fussy if you call two ships the same name. Obviously it won't allow you. And my ship will always be the Intrepid. That's what I've always, all my Star Trek games, whenever I've had Star Trek game, such as like on the 360, you had Legacies, I would cycle through to get the Intrepid. And to leave Voyager off to the side a little bit because, you know, I didn't want to blow that thing up. But these are the stats that I've got on there. Like I said earlier on, I do have issues trying to get that critical chance over on this science vessel. Every other ship that I've got is fine. I've got it over 20%. Critical severity is higher as well. But just this one ship, and I can't explain why. I'm assuming it's because of the lack of tactical consoles, which would be better if they did a tactical variant, you know. Perhaps 1-2 more tactical slots. Who knows? It could be good. Perhaps one more weapon for enough for it, you know. That'd be great. So I'm more than happy for anyone to leave in a comment, because this is going on YouTube, obviously. And if you're watching on YouTube, obviously you know it's on YouTube because you're watching it. Any comments just to, you know, let me know. Let me know. I want it to perform as best as it can. It's not my main ship, but I still want it to do well. I've got to do justice by it. You know, it's a pretty thing. Very pretty. But let me take you on to the masteries before I forget, because I did do that the other day. I forgot. Obviously, again, it's more designed for science characters. So we have the enhanced particle generators, which gives a plus 15% damage to exotic damage abilities, which is what this ship obviously is designed to do. That with the shield hardness and readiness, and you know, obviously it takes more of a pounding on the shields rather than the Harlan, etc., being more of a DPS ship. The advanced shield systems, again, there's the shields coming into play then, giving a 10% shield hit points. The enhanced yeah, I'm tongue-tied today, by the way. Improves hull healing abilities by 10%, improves shield healing abilities by 10%, which is, you know, again, fantastic. And then we have the reactive shield technology, which gives 671.6 shield regeneration every 6 seconds, 5% shield resistance. Coming with the tier 5 ability there is your shield healing bridge officer abilities provide a small amount of temporary hit points on the target. This buff stacks up to 3 times, giving a 3,000 temporary hit points for 15 seconds to the target. Which, yeah, they're not bad. I mean, for the type of shit that it is, it's not bad. You know, it's, like I said, it's not designed to sit there and pummel out all these critical hits and everything like that. I mean, again, it would be great if they did, but it isn't there. You know, but my overall, and again, I'm being completely biased because I love the ship to pieces. My overall review on it is buy it. Just buy it, okay? Just open your wallet and be like, here, take my money. Take it all. Don't take it all, but take what you need. And I would always recommend this ship, even not purely as a, oh, you must have this ship. If you've got any other ship you're doing wrong, you're not doing as well as you should be. Because no, that's not it. Because it's just enjoyable to use. It's good. It's great. Obviously, there is the tier 4 and the tier 5 version. But obviously, if you get to level 6, you really want to be going for a tier 6. If you can get it through the fleet, then obviously even better because it's stronger. But yeah, I would highly recommend buying it just because it's a great flight. It's a great use. You know, it's fun. It looks great. Obviously, all the customizations. Also, if you don't like the standard Intrepid look, it's just good. I love it. So, you know, if it's made you sort of think, wow, okay, I never noticed that. Perhaps I should have a look into getting one. Perhaps I should have a look a bit more. Then I'm sorry if I've made you open your wallet, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I promise you, it's absolutely worth it. But as for this stream, that is it for the review on the Intrepid class. Again, brilliant ship. 10 out of... I'll say 9 out of 10 actually. I won't be so biased. 9 out of 10 because it just doesn't do that damage output that I like. Brilliant ship though. Highly recommend it. But thanks everyone for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Obviously, if you're on Twitch, if you can just give us a follow as well. I would really appreciate all the help. But as for that, that is it for today. And thank you very much for watching. And I will catch you later. Bye.